So I've been wearing a hat all day. And I'm not good at staging shit. So I'm even wearing my work shirt, Schluter Systems. But yeah, I got the DCO in the mail. DC0? I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to say. DCO, DC0. You know, this is funny, like not unlike fucking everything else that happens with me. This motherfucker got, it's a $500 flashlight, well, $467 flashlight, got misdelivered to my neighbor, who by the grace of God is a good person. Well, actually, I live in a pretty nice neighborhood, but by the grace of God is a good person. I contacted I don't even know the guy's name, but the person at, oh, my hair is crazy, at the person at Okluma, and was like, hey man, the fucking shit, I know it says delivered on the tracking, but it's not in my box. And I was like, fuck man, it's not on my porch. And it said on the tracking, on my tracking, said delivered to parcel box or whatever. And then I went to the post office and they're like, oh no, it says here in our thing, delivered on front porch. I'm like, it fucking wasn't on my front porch. I'm like, look at my tracking. It says in the parcel box or whatever. Anyway, long story short, got home tonight and my neighbor had brought it to the house. So thank fucking God that happened. Because I mean, I don't want to deal with that shit with the fucking, the EDC community being as tight as it is, and fucking if it says delivered on the tracking and then now I have to raise a stink saying that it wasn't fucking delivered my house. What a pain in the balls. Anyway, Uncle ARCHMAN's always going to tell the truth. This is going to be brought to us by, this brewery is just down the street from my house, the Trinity Brewing Company, the Citra Pale Ale. And I'm going to drink this beer here. If you guys are watching live, sorry that I do this shit. And if you guys are watching it down the road, you can fast forward through me pouring this beer. No worries. Oh, it's chunky. Oh, I saw a couple of, oh yeah, big chunks. That's how you know it's good though, right? I like my beer unfiltered. Cheers, folks. And we're gonna, dude, I'm super excited about this light. Oh my God. I guess I'll talk while I open it, but I mean, this is a fancy light, or it's going to be a fancy light. The light that really honestly strikes, I'm opening it with my pry bar because I feel like that's just the best thing to do. The light that strikes my fancy the most, honestly, all things considered, from a design perspective, is, look how that just, it's not like it's hard to cut tape. But ooh, look, this is fancy. So the light that strikes me the most from a design perspective is the Mouchant Beagle, because it has that titanium button, if you order the titanium one, which I think is pretty goddamn cool. But it's not US made. So that kind of fucks with my shit. But look at this. All right. So cool Okluma. Is it Okluma? I guess it's Okluma. You should know if you're spending this money on a light. But I guess it goes like this, or like this. Are you backwards or am I backwards? Anyway, we'll do it both ways. So it's a okay. It's like an anarchy, but it's a okay. So that's cool. Kind of like a laser cut piece of foam. Oh shit, son. There's a cool postcard in here. Oh, this is fun. How awesome is that? So we got, look at that, August 18th. This light was made, material titanium. It's got the Nietzsche, I guess that's how you pronounce that, 219C. It's funny, when I got this on the drop, the guy was like, you can choose the output, or maybe not the output, but you can choose the emitter and all this stuff. I did get a couple of extra batteries. So this is a 14500 light. So it uses kind of a AA-ish size battery. And so I ordered a couple of extra batteries for it. Ooh, this is fancy. Look at this. Ooh, this is cool. So there's actually like a little kind of dovetailed wooden box here. I'm not one for packaging. I don't love packaging. As a matter of fact, I dislike packaging. If and when I do decide to go ahead and go into production with some of my goofy ideas, I'm going fucking straight up Strider, where it's like, don't save the packaging. Don't think the packaging is important. It's a Ziploc bag, and that's all you get. Plus, I don't want to work it into the price. What do we got here? Ooh, 2 magnets. We got an Okluma magnet. And we got another Okluma magnet. It's got some kind of fanciness going on here. So we got some magnets here. We've got a little invoice. Says, thanks, Archie. 467 Adara for 1 light and 2 batteries. So that's it with the box and everything. Oh, this is exciting. So, it's funny is I'm also not like a super high output kind of dork either. I like gadgets, I like titanium. I like gadgets. Like if it was up to me, I would have paid 1/4 the price and got one of the Beta QRVs or whatever it is, the Prometheus USA made titanium, just AAA lights, because I'm more like on the machining side. Whoops, I lost my door. I'm more of the machining aspect is what I really like. So cool little, what is it? Oak. It's a nice box for sure. Oh, it feels good. It's a good size. You know what, Pauls? I should have thought about this and brought out some of my other lights because I've got a few Surefires. It's actually kind of bigger than I thought it would be, but a big part of it for me is the diameter. Man, I don't have anything. I guess what do I have here? I got my Nkosi that I could do a size comparison, but that doesn't really do much justice. I will say I've seen a few size comparison-ish things with this light, and I knew just by looking at the specs, I'm like, it's going to be bigger than I think it's going to be, and it definitely is. My kind of go-to flashlight at the moment is, actually my favorite flashlight that I carry every single day is a Surefire Titan, the AAA light. It is bright. It's definitely bright. Super bright. Which is a little fat for me. Like I keep it in an EDC bag. And what the future holds for this light for me is definitely TBD because I'm not like a super light guy, like I just, like I said, I'm a gadget guy. I'm an EDC guy. The stock that the pocket clip is cut out of is pleasantly thick. Like I thought from some of the videos that I've looked at. Sorry about there's no light here because I'm kind of in a nook. Or my computer's in this like custom box that I built. But yeah, super super nice actually. Everyone says that the pocket clip, it's a really nice pocket clip, and I always thought, is it? Like it doesn't look that great, but no, I would say I'm pleasantly surprised with the pocket clip. It's actually really cool the way it's like kind of sprung apart that way. It's almost like kind of gives it a 3D effect rather than just be like a single bend. It's almost like they kind of took the 2 tines and bent one out, bent the other one out. They're not in the same plane, if that makes sense. The knurling is fucking perfect. Like they didn't just run it through like a knurling machine. Like it's finished too. I mean, you never know what to expect with this shit, like back in the day, so it looks like it's got a moonlight, a regular, and a high. The high is bright. I forget what it is, 500 lumens or something. It's super fucking bright though. Jeez. Yeah, which I like that. I really prefer like an EDC light for me. Like I'm not a tactical user kind of person at all. So I want like low to be the first one. And I definitely don't want to go through a bunch of fucking settings to get my. I definitely don't want to have to do like a little fucking button dance to get to what I want. The threading seems nice. You know, not spectacular. Tight. I mean, it's tight to get to that all the way closed O-ring, which I guess you want for. Let's see. So yeah, it's like shit. Now I can't really tell what's going on. Maybe I'll have to read the instructions. Yeah, it seems like moonlight or fuck. Maybe it has like a memory. Fuck, I really don't know. Again, not a flashlight guy. Super nice crystal. I think this is sapphire. It's got some kind of crazy. I don't know if you can see that. It has some kind of crazy like reflector looking finish on like the underside of the sapphire. You can't see that, but it's like the back side of the glass is like super pixelated looking, which I think is pretty fucking sweet. Not super pumped on the rubber button. I know that like the McClickies are the shit and all that as far as like the light world goes. But I would love it if it was like a titanium shit. Let's see if I can look in here. Kind of like the Mouishant Beagle, which is a pretty sweet looking fucking light. Machining is crisp, super crisp. Like the threads are just gorgeous on this thing. My actually I have right up above here. So yeah, see if I can kind of show the threads. You can't see shit. You're not gonna be able to see that. But I have this so yeah, cool titanium light, really, really just fantastic, you know. But again, it's hard for me to be like too super excited about it. I guess good form factor. I don't even know what the length is on this thing. Let's see. This is 5 inches. So that must mean this is just under 4. So, and again, like I would be just as excited about this thing as I would be about this thing because I like the cool machining. That's what I'm all about. The electronics and all that stuff is kind of takes a back seat. I do use illumination tools basically every single day in my job, remodeling, carpentry, contracting. Every Friday for sure when I'm looking at bidding new jobs and visiting new sites and stuff. I do use lights a lot. But just kind of go over something here that I think is really kind of a spectacular titanium machined thing, and that is Paul Stake Designs little it's like a fucking weed canister is kind of what it is. But oops, I use it for guitar picks. I have a fuckload of these guitar picks. I didn't even realize this had guitar picks in it. But now I realize I have more than I thought I did. But yeah, this is a Paul Stake Designs. I don't know what he calls it. It's a cash, like a little cash canister. This thing, it's funny. I always fucking do this, but these are awesome threads. So this thing, what it has is, I should probably do like a little review on this, I guess, but it actually, you can see like, if you look at this, you can see like 5 threads, right? Or something like that when you look at it. But what it really is it actually has 3 different starting points of threads on the top. and each one of those three like intertwine. So really, even though you can see 3 or 5 threads right here, really that's a combination of 3 different threads that starts, which gives you 1 1/4 turns on the whole thing, right? So you can see 5 threads. Another cool thing about that too is it makes it so no matter where you start, it always starts square to the threads because it can't misthread because it's starting all 3 at once. So that's really cool. So if you put this on there, you get it's like 1 1/4 turns to close all 5 of those threads. You still have 5 threads grabbing, but yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but that is a fucking badass thing. And in my opinion, like fuck anything that's threaded that's high end ought to have something like that. That may be the only useful piece of information that I have in this Okluma DCO unboxing, except to say that fuck man, I mean, if a person is interested in like titanium gadgets and even kind of interested in flashlights, you're gonna be interested in the Okluma lights. I personally, if it's aluminum, I'm just like, why would you fucking buy like a custom shit? Because I don't care about the light engine necessarily. I mean, it's to me the difference is I care. I mean, like I want it to be US made and all that kind of shit, but like I'm not gonna go through the research of like the engineering of the electronics of this thing, right? So like yeah. But fuck I do like my cool little gadgets, and just like you guys probably, if you're watching this video, it's probably more about the gadget aspect, and then also, wow, it's also this fucking great tool. So, um, yeah, it's like a win-win situation. Um, I can't say that it completely fucking like blows me away from it. You know what? I will say this. It's smooth as fuck, and, like, honestly, like, when I'm cycling through this, it seems to be, like, spot on. So I've read reviews that say, like, it's actually hard to click because this thing isn't set so far, that it's actually hard to click it with your thumb, like, if you actually wanna click it in, and that's true, like, I'm actually I have to really try to click it to fully engage it where it stays constant on with my thumb, but I would say for the most part, like if I really just wanted quick access and light something up, I'm just gonna go momentary anyway. And then if I really want to, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal to go ahead and change my grip and click it in with my forefinger. But I will say that I do agree with that. That said, though, one of my number one, one of my number one concerns with this light right off the bat is like, this fucking rubber thing, this plastic rubber shit as a switch is kind of a turn off for me. So I say personally, it has to be inset, and at any cost, because just rubbing on that is what's going to really cause the most wear and tear on it, not actually clicking it. How many times of a day are you going to click this? It's not like you're going to just be firing it away. For me, anyway, I carry fucking knives and fucking the occasional fidget spinner and shit like that. So, like, this is not going to be something that's like a fidgety fucking EDC item anyway. So, yeah. So for me, it does not matter. But yeah, I do like the item. I do like the presentation is great, like you'd expect it to be. I mean, I have all that shit from my business. I'm a carpenter, and I've got stickers and cool cards and little card shaped flyers and all that kind of shit. So that's kind of stuff that you expect. The wood box for me is like, I don't need to be sold shit with a wood box, to be honest. So, or any fucking box. Like I just don't. I don't care. And as a matter of fact, people who do care are dickwads. Like, I think it's fucking lame. You know, like the world does not need fucking fancy packaging. As a matter of fact, it 100% needs less fancy packaging. So that's what I think about it. The light's cool. We'll throw it into the fucking rotation and see how it goes. I can't say that it 100% blows my skirt up, because it's just like it's fancier than like my Surefires. Sure, obviously we'll give it that, but my Surefires are fucking awesome, you know, and they do a great job. Real quick, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go grab my little EDC Surefire. I'll set this fucker right here. I'm gonna run upstairs. It's gonna be 2 seconds. We'll do a little comparison real quick. Yeah. All right. So this is, I don't even know what it is, the fucking backup MV. And this is a really great little light. As a matter of fact, I want to say, I think this, what is this? What is this fucking thing? I can't even remember. That's how much not a fucking flashlight guy I am. I think this is like the EDC, EOC. I don't remember, to be honest. But this is a great little Surefire. As a matter of fact, I think it has the same, damn near the same button. Let's try the clicky. Well, it sounds different, but I want to say this is a $150 light. And then this is a $450 light. Let's see brightness. And I don't know. They certainly are different colored. The Okluma has like a much more like natural yellower tone, and I never noticed this about the Surefire, but the Surefire has like a green tone to it, which I never noticed. I kind of assumed it might be a little blue. So I will say that for sure. The quality of light output, well, it's already pretty warm. The quality of light output seems to be pretty fucking awesome, actually, when it comes to this. And I assume, I guess I should have said, I did assume that because of how just serious the owner of Okluma was. Like, oh no, like you want to choose your emitter and all this stuff. I'm just like, dude, is it a fucking awesome titanium shit? Like, then fucking yeah, I'll take one. You know, like so I but that's something that I obviously took for granted. The Surefire is definitely brighter. It might be that the Surefire has like more of a tight, I don't know. Let's see. It's what's really bright, both of them together. That's really the best thing. Yeah, the Surefire is definitely brighter. So I'm looking at like a shadow of a tripod that I have sitting over here. And it's the DC, this DCO is incomparably hotter. I'm just gonna let this Surefire run for a little while. Again though, so this Surefire here is an EDC for me, but it lives in my my man purse, you know, and I have a Surefire Titan. The Titan, it's not the Titan A, it's the aluminum one. The Titan A is brass, but it has like a fucking chrome coating on it. That's my true EDC that's just always on me, which I just love. Like I do really like having a light that's not on my phone, right? I mean, like I do really like that, and I've always been that way. So I will say that like I have the Surefire on high, and it's not that hot compared to like this thing immediately and instantly getting hot. And that might just be the difference between titanium and aluminum. I'm not 100% sure on that. Yeah, I mean, like this thing is heating up quick, uh, which is fine. It's to be expected. Like I don't have any pussy hands over here. I can take a hot flashlight, boys. No fucking around. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely hotter than this is, and this has been on for incomparably longer. Um, so hard to say. I would say initial impressions, at least. Look at this. Boys and girls, initial impressions. Are God, you got to really be a flashlight guy to just like be like, what kind of fucking asshole doesn't have to have a fucking Okluma DCO? Because I mean, let's face it, this Surefire is a little bit hoity-toity, right? But the funny thing is, I'm a Surefire or die guy. I have a G2, whatever it is, the fucking 123 cell shit that is fucking awesome. Like the polymer one with the aluminum head, it is the shit. They're like, I think $70 or something like that, and just made in the USA, fucking tried and true. They don't have a pocket clip. I'm kind of all about the pocket clip. I feel like something that is an EDC size gadget should be like put a fucking pocket clip on there, and worst case scenario, make it something that is like not one of these clip on fucking things, but something that is attached to it firmly. Like you can see this Surefire. I don't know if you can see it or not. It actually uses a pretty cool, you see right there, way that it slips in. So you actually remove the head and you could slide it out if you decided you didn't want the clip. And then this one is screwed to it, which I'm just like, either way, it's fucking great. But I want a pocket clip on there that's fucking super well attached, that it can't come off unless you want to take it off. And but I tell you what, like the overall form factor of this thing is pretty fucking sweet. I will say, like the slightly longer body on this thing feels really good in the hand. I will this one single cell CR123, CR whatever it is, the 123 lithium battery. It's a kind of a weird little light to hold in your hand because it just the way it like flares up. You know, I mean, in comparison, I would never say that I would have noticed it otherwise. But in comparison, I do love that this thing is like a really low. I love the light output of this backup MV is what this Surefire is. I love like the really low and the really high. I really like that. I do not like a bunch of bullshit. Like a light that has 4 outputs, like that is fucking bullshit. Like, no, I do not want that. Like I will adjust to the light. I do not need the light to adjust to me. So that's just kind of how I feel about this whole shit. My wife is texting me from upstairs right now. We're actually getting a new puppy tomorrow, and she's very concerned with the new puppy. So I better go talk to my beautiful wife about the puppy concerns. But thanks for joining me, you guys. I really do appreciate it. Questions, comments, concerns. Oh, look at all the fucking comments, the live comments. God damn it. I appreciate you guys' goddamn live comments. I'm a fucking loser for not reading them. Sorry about that. Very warm color, easier on the eyes, but not as bright. You know what? I agree with that. It is super easy on the eyes. And I'm going to give this thing its due process. We're going to find out just how much I feel like, just from a fucking EDC guy's fucking perspective, who's not necessarily a light guy. There are people who are just like, I'm a fucking light guy, and they only carry Columbia River knives, you know, and like that's not me. I'm on the other side of the spectrum. I pretty much want to only carry like Chris Reeve knives and fancier than that, really, and Surefire, you know, is good for me. I don't want to go too much lower than Surefire because like I want to try to stick with US made shit if I can make sense of it. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm coming from. But as always, you guys, thanks for watching again, and palabra tu madre.